Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota 2 Asia Championships coverage brought to you by the Score Esports. It's time for our final match of the day. It's been an epic series. Not the most polished Dota necessarily, but man, it's been back and forth. Secret taking on Cloud9, Game 3. We're trying to load in right now. Draft has not begun just yet. Taking all the emotions out of the picture, because obviously it's very possible that Cloud9 is on total tilt right now. Or they may just look at that game and say, you know what? Yeah, we threw it away, but we could have won.
That doesn't sound like
That doesn't sound like Cloud9, but even if
in an alternate universe, okay, we can go down that path.
They've got to be reeling from that loss. That's pretty clear. But obviously, they can't go back in time and change it. So they have to focus on Game 3, and it all begins with the draft. Now, Cinderin, looking at the first two games, they got their Shadow Fiend both times, and the Shadow Fiend pick, I have to say, even though they lose that game, overall has been a magnificent success for them.
Yeah, I don't think they get it again.
Do you think they ban it so Secret doesn't get it? Because Cloud9 will actually have first pick, I believe, if we swap again. I'm not actually... Do we know who's Radiant and Dire here?
Let me see. It's still not loaded in. We're currently paused. One spec needs to load.
Okay. I believe Cloud9... It looked like they were Radiant.
Yeah, so then they're...
Second.
I don't know if they just swap every time or if they coin toss for Game 3.
True.
I actually
could maybe check the lobby chat while we're waiting, but I feel like that's going to be a huge deal here in this game. Let's see.
There was nothing about a coin toss here. They might have coin tossed there, though. But okay, we're going to see it now. So
it is first pick Cloud9, and they are Radiant. So if they want to go for that Shadow Fiend again, they can.
Ooh.
And with that...
They might get Wisp or Shadow Fiend.
The Wisp is... well, speaking of the Wisp... It's funny you should mention that, because now they're not going to get it.
I don't think they'll overall first pick the Shadow Fiend, and I think because of that, Secret will grab it now against the X. They will not be taking the Lycan this time.
Okay.
They'll get Shadow Fiend, and... Well... What would you get with that? Venge is classic, decent against Axe.
Yeah. What else is there? We've seen the Dazzle being fairly popular for Secret.
I've seen a lot of Witch Doctor second picks, even first picks.
That's true as well.
Where has the Witch Doctor gone? I feel like with the Chen not being picked, the Witch Doctor's been less popular. Just the cast so good against the tower dives early on. Shadow Fiend's the pick.
Yeah.
Venge the pick. Very reminiscent of some of those. You know, it's like towards the end of a tournament, the meta really crystallizes, and there's those few key heroes. You'll see ambush picks come out, but I feel like it's very rare to see something truly shocking early in the draft at this stage of an event. Early in the event, sure, totally possible. You can see all kinds of crazy things, but it's these same heroes that continue to be a focal point for both teams. Now, Cloud9, they've been running the Envy Juggernaut a lot. The 8-0 dream is dead, but 8-1 is still alive. Do they want to go for the Jug here, do you think?
5 seconds remaining.
I think they get Lycan, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to think ahead right now, and Lycan and Jugger are the two that are mainly being considered.
Juggernaut.
And there we go. Okay.
What did you guys think about last game's importance of Roche? I think Team Secret took it one time and Cloud9 twice with that minus armor, right? How big of a role did the Aegis play?
The first Aegis for Secret, I believe, was not relevant. And the ones for Cloud9 ended up also not mattering too much because they weren't able to convert it into racks. And a big part of that can be attributed to how hard it is to push into Midnight Pulse and Weave. But, I mean, I still just have this... I have this weird feeling after that last game that it just... In a way, it was amazing to see an ending like that because it is a storyline, and it is of course it's very telling about the game, and it's a lesson for not only the team but a lot for the community as well. But at the same time, you kind of feel cheated for that epic late game that could have been. So I don't really know how much to analyze in the Roshans because we didn't really get to see, because I think the fourth one would have been important, but the first three didn't really do that much as they could have.
So Cloud9 will ban the Queen of Pain. Now, generally when Secret have picked this, it has been with the Shadow Fiend. Last game was a bit of an aberration. Normally they love these two together. I think mostly because it's a very independent laner that doesn't need a lot of help. So the Shadow Fiend can get whatever he needs. Strong, independent woman.
Yeah, I was about to say strong, independent laner who don't need no help
from anyone. Secret will now ban out the Lion. Something that Big Daddy has been exceptionally effective on. And it's interesting to see that Cloud9 do not seem to value it enough to take it first phase, because if you look at their second game against HGT from today, that Lion was so good that I think you could make a case for taking it that early.
Yeah.
But they choose not to prioritize it to that extent.
And they're gonna
Compare it to
ban the
like
jungle again.
LGD, who would often take MMY's Lion first phase.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cloud9 could have definitely gone for the X Lion as their opener instead, but then they would have risked having both Jugger and Lycan banned out, or just one of them in Secret grabbing the other. I don't know if Secret have the confidence in this game, the final and deciding game of the series, to go for double carry, because
Do you feel like a Drow Visage or something? Or
that is an option I wasn't considering. I was just thinking the Lycan is still in, and he's actually not that bad against Juggernaut. He doesn't do too well against Axe, but with the rest of the setup they have and the ability to swap as well to keep him going during the Berserker's Call, it's actually a possibility. S4 does play Shadow Fiend. He actually plays it well, but we haven't seen it at all this tournament, I think, so I'm not sure if we should expect that to be a possibility or if their puck is available. And ultimately that will probably be the pick.
Yeah, a lot of their comfort heroes are. The Dazzle's available as well. I mean, for both teams, heavy emphasis on physical damage. So, yeah, there's the Calling Blade, but as you talked about in the previous draft, Dazzle to some extent does deal nicely with heroes like Axe and their physical damage.
No Misery Lich. That is unfortunate.
Well, the Bane's out there. Though I'm not sure if this is... it feels like the Bane was just super effective against the Lycanthrope in particular.
Bristle's still there.
Bristle is there, no Wisp to back it up.
Yeah, Bristle would be a pretty good call. I don't know if Cloud9 would pick that third, though. Then they have no supports.
I don't
and
know
all
if they
three
would pick
cores.
it at all, because it's just not really the way they've been...
If it's a Fada Axe, perhaps.
It could be a Fada Bristle, maybe. I feel like they wouldn't give it to Bone 7, though.
Well, what did you guys think of Bone
5
7's Axe
seconds
last
remaining.
game?
I think it was okay, apart from getting caught out once, maybe.
I think it was twice.
He had good enough farm. He
Reserve
got what he
time.
needed in the lane. Had a fast Vanguard, which I think was a good pick in that game.
Yeah, they were up against a lot of summons.
I think he played all right. At the end of the day, the loss in that game had
That
nothing
was
to
that
do
was
with
on
any
the,
individual
that was
player
on the
performance.
team.
That was
a team call, team mistake.
Absolutely. I
Well-
think Bone 7 has been improving a lot. He has really risen to the occasion.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Well, Cloud9, if they want the 3 Spin Lords, Troll is out there. I don't know if they can fit
That's
that into
true.
their draft. But it's cool to see the triumvirate on the same team.
Yeah, would be the ultimate test for the Spins. Can they win this most important game of the tournament for Cloud9? So far, obviously, if they win and go further, there might be an even more important game.
What do you think
10
about
down the
like
line.
Secret taking a page out of like the Big God book and even going for a Medusa here?
Have they played it yet?
I don't think they've run Medusa once.
I think it's really good in this
Reserve
game. It's
time.
extremely good, actually. I'm a little bit torn between that and Drow, but I don't think Secret will pick Drow because they will want Arteezy to play that. I don't think that is not an S4 hero at all. And if they do that, then they would put S4 onto the Shadow Fiend, which I think they're not doing. So, what other space creators do we have for S4 that could be interesting? So
You
the
mentioned
Puck
Puck.
is still in.
There is the Storm, but Storm Shadow Fiend.
Storm
pretty-
is really getting good now.
Do you think even for Cloud9 they may consider it?
Here comes the Techies counterpick to him. It's gonna happen.
In an elimination game.
Cojones.
God be with
If they
us.
do that, no, there is absolutely no way.
If they do
will
it
you
and
eat
win.
your hat?
Huh?
You've made the eat your hat promise once.
No, it was a shoe, actually. It's even
It was
harder
a
than
shoe.
that.
Please don't ever eat a shoe. If
No.
you make that bet, just say,
You have to-
I lied.
Yeah. You can't
Pull
do
a
that.
Bulba, you mean?
You can't do that.
Don't eat it under my watch anyway. I don't want to have to take you to the hospital.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, there
Rude.
was one we forgot about.
Against the Axe, though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the reasoning for Secret might be that this will force Axe to safe lane, and it's going to free up a lot of space for their last pick, and that could lead into a Medusa. I'm not going to call that. I'm not going to call that as an impossible pick yet, because if Broodmother forces the Axe bottom and Cloud9 have an Omni Knight as one of their supports, their aggressive potential is terrible. So I like this, and I think it's only because of the Omni Knight pick. If Cloud9 would have picked either a core or a good support early, they wouldn't have shown as much of their hand. But this
Is
Omni
there
Knight
any
pick is
reason
giving a
to
lot
pick
of
this
info.
fourth and not fifth, though?
The Brood?
Yeah.
I think Cloud9 might ban it, and Secret want to wait with S4.
No. Is there a reason Brood was picked fourth?
That's what he's
You-
saying,
you
because
think
Cloud9
Cloud9
might
would've
ban
banned
it 5th. He's saying.
They might ban it, and they might find it more important to keep S4's hero a secret than the Brood. It's they want more info on what S4 should play, because right now Puck looks kind of iffy. It's not really that good, but at the same time, if the next hero Cloud9 picks is easily countered by Puck, then that does change the perspective quite a bit. I'm thinking a potential Timbersaw for S4 could be an option here. It's it's a pretty nice choice, or a diffusal carrier. It's one of those two. But
Cloud9 going all melee so far against heroes that are very good against melee as well. Witch Doctor, Shadow Fiend. They're going to need at least one range support here. And do you pick that up now? I mean, Sniper. All right. Sniper versus Shadow Fiend. We've seen this work okay. The one player that really made it work was Super, but he had the help. He had the help from FY, from Fenrir, especially FY on the Mirana, constantly pressuring the mid lane. Something that Cloud9 can't offer at all. Axe can't pressure the lane, even if he comes from the off lane. He'll probably be stuck bottom with the Brood. The Juggernaut can't do much in that department.
this is a very difficult moment for Cloud9, I want to say.
The
Because
5th pick, it feels like, has to do a lot.
their 5th pick has to do a lot, and the ban is very difficult to pull out. I think Storm is amazing.
Yeah, Medusa and Storm seem like
Storm
the two
is so
main
good.
heroes that Secret would consider, but the Storm seems like more of a Secret hero.
Ban out the Bane to mainly keep their Shadow Fiend safe in the mid lane. If Shadow Fiend gets a one-on-one against Sniper, I think Shadow Fiend is fine.
Is it still possible to go Lycan?
Well,
Because Lycan Brood is really scary.
yeah, he would be another hero that could
And
close the gap
that
to
would
Sniper.
explain why they don't want to have to worry about the Axe coming off lane.
It's a Storm ban. Really good ban.
Dire team pick.
I have no idea what the plan is, because I don't think the Puck is the pick, and this is Puck/Storm/ Co-op territory for Secret so far in this tournament, and they don't have access to either, or any of them apart from Puck, which I really don't think they'll grab. The Lycan is an interesting idea. It does put S4 onto the Shadow Fiend like we talked about, but they could probably work around that.
It leaves them with very little lockdown or crowd control, but it gives them an amazing amount of damage, Roshan control, map control, split push, which is mostly how Secret has gotten to this point in the tournament, is from that style.
I was gonna say,
Were you?
well, I was
That
gonna
would have
ask
been the sickest
if
prediction.
Slardar. I think they've only been picked by IG, if I'm not mistaken. And this minus armor is so disgusting right now. They have a lot of opportunity to kill Sniper now as well.
Omni Knight can be the big hero this game. Guardian Angel destroys Secret completely in teamfights, apart from Requiem. There's like almost nothing else. Everything else is physical. And they'll last
He
the
also dies
Shaker.
in like a second if he gets caught, though.
Yeah. This is... I love seeing the Slaughter pulled out, because I think it's an underpicked hero of the tournament. It gives Secret the easiest Roshan lineup of their lives right now. Brood with a great amount of control. Slaughter, Venge, and Shadow Fiend can tag team Roshan in a matter of seconds. And I don't know how good Cloud9's lineup is actually at getting into Rosh. They can get vision with Shrapnel, they have the long-range fissure, but who runs in first against this lineup of Secrets in the pit when there's a Brood that can come in from the high ground?
It's kind of got to be the Axe, but he's also your main initiator.
He can just get hit by a spawn Spiderlings and then the Rosh
Yeah.
is safe. So it does seem pretty tricky. I think the Shaker last pick was really good. It's a way of shutting down Slaughter on his way in. It's a way of keeping another way of keeping the Sniper safe. Another counter to Brood. Come mid-late game if it comes to ganks.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. This Cloud9 strat, we've seen it before against Secret. They got run over. But that was a different kind of game, and there was a Chen for Secret.
If Omni somehow gets levels, who picks up Diffusal for Secret, if anybody? A Brood Diffusal?
I think they might play without it entirely. You can remove Guardian Angel with Yules, right? Because then they have... They also don't really have a good Yules here apart from Shadow Fiend, but he might get one.
Arteezy has been going that build
Then you
quite
can
a bit.
select a target, you Yules that target, then the Guardian Angel's gone and you can kill it. You can't do that with Repel on, obviously.
Honestly, the Omni Knight is... he's up against Slardar Venge. Like, they have a lot of ways to just jump him.
Yeah.
And it's an Omni Knight. He's probably not getting much farm this game.
It's
looking
a
at the draft.
no-tail Omni Knight.
He's probably not getting much farm this game.
He is.
Have you
Definitely not kidding.
His last Omni Knight game, I mean, it was a train wreck for the team, but
Yeah.
it's just where are you going to find farm as Omni Knight?
That's
Secret
always,
are gonna
that's
be
always the
pressuring-
question for Omni Knight, though.
Yeah.
If
but
anybody's going to find it, it's going to be no-tail.
All right, one last concern for me, or one last comment, rather. Cloud9, what do they do if they fall behind? What can their lineup do?
not much.
Turtle.
But that's where Secret wants them, which is how they won most of their games in the group stage. Take all the towers, control the Roche, farm until you have a 25 to 30k gold lead, and then go in the game. So if it comes to that, they won't be in a good position. Sin, it sounds like, as we're about to hand over to our commentators, that you do favor Secret here.
I think Secret are going to be the favorites especially if they just get a good laning stage. It doesn't have to be fantastic, but if they get ahead, which I think they will with the Brood, then I think they've got this in mid-late game.
And Shannon, do you agree?
Yeah, I'll go Secret just because the Roche advantage is huge.
Yeah,
for
the Roche is really
You've
important.
forsaken your old Han comrade, Big Daddy,
I mean,
in the defining moments
it's no
of his career.
secret that he's my favorite player, so
All right.
that's why I'm very
well,
biased.
if you've forsaken him, then I suppose there's no hope for Cloud9, but they believe in themselves, and that's what matters. Guys, with that said, we're going to hand it over to our commentators now. GoDz and WinteR will be taking you through this deciding Game 3, a crucial match for both teams here at DAC.
Here we go. Everything comes down to this one game for Secret and Cloud9. Winner into the top 4, loser eliminated from the Dota 2 Asia Championships, approaching $3 million in prize money. And right now, a pause. How are you doing, WinteR? It wouldn't be a Cloud9 game without a pause.
Yeah, but
This pause coming from Secret, though.
this pause is coming from Secret, but we were discussing about the laning phase, and it seems like Secret are gonna run a defensive tri-lane with the Slardar, and the Broodmother will be off lane against a triple melee lane, I would say. Omni and Earthshaker support. Earthshaker would probably be just roaming like what he did, like Misery did in all the games in this series, running around, just making sure that the middle lane is good for Feta, controlling runes, stacking neutrals.
Yep.
So it'll be just, I would expect an Omni and Juggernaut on the safe lane.
All right, well, we'll introduce the lanes and the players, the teams, and whatnot. It is going to be Secret on the dire side, Arteezy on the Shadow Fiend, Kuroki playing the Vengeful Spirit, Puppey going to be on the Witch Doctor, S4 on the Slardar, and that leaves Zai going to be playing the Brood. He's put a web down bottom, but he may actually be swinging up top to catch C9 by surprise. C9, your Western team coming through the American qualifier, going to be running Bone 7 on the Juggernaut, Misery on the Earthshaker. There'll be EE, Sama himself on the solo mid Sniper, and in the safe lane it's going to be Big Daddy No-Tail on the Omni Knight and Fata on the Axe. What is going through this team's head? Last game it's Bone 7 on the Axe, didn't have the best performance. Some of his initiations got punished, sometimes caught alone. And here we are, Game 3. They actually swapped the Axe player. Is this just based on the lanes and stuff, or do you feel like they've maybe lost some faith in Bone Chan?
I don't think they are a team that just lose a faith. They lose faith easily on their place. They don't really do so. Even after, if you look at the group stage, they didn't have a good game in a couple of Legion Commander games, but they still continuously pick it for Bone 7, even though they were not getting good results with the hero. And so I don't think this is a team that easily loses faith with their players. Okay. It's more of a laning thing. They want Bone 7 on the offlane constantly, since he's the one that has mastered the lane the most among all of the players, so they would be putting him on the offlane hero regardless of the hero that goes onto the top lane. So it'll be offlane Bone 7 with the Juggernaut this time around instead of the Axe. Axe would be sent to the safe lane to deal with the Brood. I think this is a much better decision for C9.
Is Brood even going bottom, though? I mean, looking where Zai's position right now, he seems to be heading up top. It seems to be a bait from Team Secret.
I think it's like he saw when he was running up the ramp with the web there, he saw Feta at bottom with the Axe, and they just immediately decided that it was actually better for him not to go up against the Axe lane, to avoid him as much as possible.
The other big thing is, right now, C9, they did not start with any sentries, any dust. They have no detection on their side. None of their heroes.
Omni Knight has 280 gold left.
Okay, so they can buy some and bring it out. I guess they're going to wait to see which hero needs to bring it out, depending on where the Brood's laning. In theory, the Axe can match up against the Brood okay without detection right from the get-go, because you just kind of spin down Spiderlings if they ever go on you, but we'll see how things pan out here. C9, 4 melee heroes, 2 melee supports. This is just a Broodmother's wet dream. Apart from the Axe, of course, which is one of the better heroes of dealing with the Broodmother, this still seems like a pretty fantastic Brood game in general.
Yeah, if like what Cinderan said during the panel, he said that if Secret just gets a decent laning phase, they don't really have to win it a lot. They would be in cruise control during the mid game because of how C9's lineup work against Secret. So many melee heroes. They have Slardar, Witch Doctor cast will be very, very good against all the melee lineup that C9 have. Wench and Slardar, giving them the easy access to the Roche, not to mention they have Shadow Fiend as well. I feel like Secret just have the overall much more solid draft in general, and they don't really need a super good early game to actually transition into the mid game and control the map with their heroes. They just need a sort of even an even trade-off, I guess, would be very good for Secret.
So much minus armor and physical damage against a melee lineup, which is going to get crippled by it. The Omni Knight does have the Guardian Angel, but when you see that Guardian Angel, you back off. You've got a Brood who's very fast in web, Slider with Sprint, Shadow Fiend who's going to be tanky, and then once the Guardian Angel's worn off, I feel like Cloud9 are going to be just somewhat prevented from fighting if they don't have Guardian Angel. Or at least like a Blink Dagger initiation advantage coming into play. So, the pause will extend. It looks like Arteezy having some issues connecting back into this game or connecting to Steam. Hopefully nothing too
Yeah,
worrisome.
and talking about the Blink initiations as well, the last game we didn't see a lot of good initiations from Bone7 when he was playing the Axe, and this time around with Feta, I think he's the better player when it comes to Centaur and Axe. He plays the initiating role much better than Bone7 on these two heroes, so there'll be a lot of expectation on his Axe this game, especially if he actually gets a very good start in the laning phase. But Secret at the moment looking to have, I think the whole tri-lane will actually be transferred down to bottom. Maybe the Venge will be roaming with Boots, and the Witch Doctor will be the only hero actually sitting in the lane to help S4 on the Slardar farm against the Axe lane.
Yeah. When Cloud9, let's say they see this offensive tri lane, are they looking to swap the Axe to the top lane to verse the Brood as soon as possible, or do they let things run their course?
Yeah, I think it's actually the best option they have. They want to put the Axe versus the Brood and the Juggernaut against the tri lane, because Juggernaut against Brood, I don't think you want to have that matchup. It's gonna be a really difficult time for the Juggernaut at the very least. Like even if you have him like protected by a support for the first few levels, I don't think he will be able to do well against the Broodmother on a long run.
And against the tri-lane, Blade Fury good against all of these projectile stuns. You see the Venge stun coming, you can dodge it, same for the Cask. The Slider Crush to some extent as well, so not exactly a tri-lane which can get easy kills on the Juggernaut if he's playing defensively.
Yeah, that's for sure. But at the same time, if he does make a mistake, he's still going to die against. It's a triple stun, so
yeah,
it's very easy for him to get caught out by Secret Hero. So he still has to be extremely careful in the lane. But overall, I think if the laning phase does just go sort of even, Secret just looks favored to take the game during the mid phase with their superior damage with the Slardar, Venture, and the Shadow Fiend at this point of the draft.
Okay. I mean, as for C9, I mean, looking at general game plan here, obviously they picked up these two melee supports. They've got very weak lanes. What do you feel like is the overall strategy? Like, what are they looking to accomplish with these two very weak laning supports?
If they get a lot of levels on the Omni, and as well as preferably, I think the mana item would be a Soul Ring, because I don't think he can actually get to 1000 save gold to get Arcane Boots in general in this sort of situation. The most important plan is to get Omni Knight level 7, level 8 as much as possible, and a mana item which is Soul Ring. Positioning item, 4-star Blink is a luxury item for him. If he could actually get to that point, it would mean that C9 are in a very good position in the game, because Omni Knight is very strong against all the physical damage. And if you talk about Diffusal Blade, best hero to get Diffusal Blade on Secret, Shadow Fiend, and well, it's not an item that gives Shadow Fiend the much needed HP and not much armor, because it doesn't give him too good of a stats, but it does give him a lot of utility because of the Purge. He could actually slow someone down, not only to take away the repel and the GA, but not the most ideal hero you would want to build a diffuser in.
Alright, well, we'll see if C9 can kind of get to that point, because surviving the lanes is going to be tricky.
I think if just Secret gets a more or less good laning phase, you don't even get to reach the point where you want to find someone to get a diffuser to deal with the Omni, because if they get to a good start, it's just they're going to roll over C9 from the laning phase.
It feels like a game where Secret could just snowball and win this game in 25 minutes, or we go 35-40 minutes and it's kind of like a 50-50.
Yeah, if it goes to late game, very late game, and the Omni manages to get accepted, then things would change a lot.
I mean, that's the ultra. Even if they just get past that early game, I feel like Cloud9 don't have the advantage in that 30-minute stage. It's kind of evenish, maybe.
They need to get it like to super late game when Sniper has a lot of items, and their lineup would be able to create a lot of body, like a lot of mid shields in front with the axe and the Juggernaut and Omni Knight constantly protecting the sniper and the axe. Earthshaker as well with the fissure. They have a lot of defensive capabilities to make sure that the sniper doesn't die in a fight. And in the last series where we saw Big God versus Wraith, we saw what a farm sniper could do if the enemy couldn't touch him. The fights that Big God lost were the fights where they couldn't actually reach a sniper far behind, and the fights they won subsequently after the long pauses was the fight where Burning, he had a blink on the Juggernaut and he blinked behind and just murdered the sniper behind. So C9 at the same time now with the sniper, I think they would just want to give a lot of protection to him in the fights and make sure that he doesn't die.
Yep. Well, for those of you just tuning in, this is Game 3, the decider between Secret and Cloud9. We're here in the lower bracket of the Dota 2 Asia Championships. Right now, loser of this match will be tied 5th place / 6th place with Team Rave, knocked out of the tournament. Nothing too shabby about that, but the winner will go on and be guaranteed top 4. They'll be playing a best of 3 tomorrow against Big God. The other 2 teams left in the tournament in the winner brackets, Evil Geniuses and Vici Gaming, who are, well, going to be playing their BO3 as well tomorrow, as well as the loser bracket final. So 3 BO3s tomorrow, grand finals on Monday. Right now, Game 3 decider, not being played at the main event, not being the main venue. As far as the teams go, is that really something that's going to affect them too much, playing from the hotel as opposed to playing on the main stage in their booths? I mean, for one thing, you don't have all the noise around you, you don't hear the commentators, you're kind of a bit more comfy maybe.
If you ask me, I actually prefer... for me, myself as a player, sometimes I prefer to play at a venue like a hotel because it's much easier for the players to concentrate. As we know, the venue, some of the booths were... Actually, both of the booths were not actually soundproof, so it could actually be a lot of distraction towards the players.
Yeah, there's been some mention of that, and... I mean,
yeah, but it's what you have to do at a LAN event, so you can't really complain. But if you're asking me whether I prefer to play, like in this sort of event, if I would actually enjoy the hotel more, which is much more secluded area where you can focus more. That's what I prefer.
Okay.
But you don't get to have the crowd, obviously. The hype is not there. But it's more easy for the players to focus on the games.
Yeah. I mean, okay, that's your personal... Do you feel like, knowing your knowledge of like the players on these teams, that they would have a preference either way? Like, do you feel like so there's some players and teams who get more hyped up at a LAN, at actual LAN, or...?
For Envy, he would probably prefer to actually have a much more secluded area so he can actually focus. He's a player that has a lot of settings that he usually encounters, like the problems he has with settings. He doesn't like a lot of stuff like during maybe a LAN event that could distract him or his settings. So I'm guessing he would actually want to have an area that he could be super comfortable with.
All right. Apparently the Cloud9 and EG managers were buying the team chairs at the start of the group stage. They went to IKEA in China, came back with some chairs because the chairs they had were not comfy enough. So that's going the extra mile to look after your team and their needs, perhaps.
Here we go, Parker. Game is going to resume. They have a lot better chairs there at the hotel, I wish.
Okay. Perhaps that's the case. It's going to be Secret on the dire side. Arteezy's come back in the game after, I think, some technical flubs. And we're going to see what the 2 teams have in store. Looks like Cloud9 not quite ready to go.
What's going on?
Puppy's ready, giving them the all chat G. I'm just waiting on the Cloud9 word to get things underway here in the Game 3 decider.
What's going on? Oh my god.
Yep. As for Team Secret, do you feel like they're a team that would prefer playing in front of the live audience, in front of a crowd? Or are they just
I don't think
either
mind.
one? Yeah.
I don't think they are the players that would mind too much.
I feel like Puppy Kuro, they'll just do what's needed. If they have to play at the main event, they'll do it. If they've got to play at the hotel, they'll do it. It's maybe doesn't affect their performance.
Yeah, they'll just follow what the organizers have in store for them. I don't think they have too much issues with that.
Much more happy go easy kind of guys, maybe.
What happened to C9?
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Like none of the players like in the game.
It seems C9 may have vacated their hotel room. I'm waiting on them to come back as Weppers has some fun. Big shout out to Weppers, of course, our observer throughout this tournament, who's been working some long, hard days with these grueling days. We've had 4 BO3s today, and well, not even all of it being fit into the main event at the venue in the stadium. Some of it being taken back to the hotel, which is where we're at now. As well as a big shout out to everyone else involved with the behind-the-scenes stuff here. K-Pop Toast is handling all the production as well as all the in-game stats. And, well, we'll see. Hopefully a game underway soon. Cloud9, what's going on? Envy, get your team back in the game. Fata,
Okay.
there we go. He speaks.
Finally, someone actually says something.
We don't know what's going on.
Are they actually allowed to leave the rooms? Because I remember if during TI, when the game starts, you are not allowed to actually leave the room.
Well, this isn't TI. It's maybe a mini TI. Not quite as smooth as TI as far as the DAC event, but it's been still amazing Dota. For the most part, stuff has been on schedule and gone very smoothly. We're going to see if that can continue. We've got 2 days left, so knock on wood, things go well. Big Daddy going to call go, and we're underway. Bounty Rune's about to spawn. It looks like Arteezy going to look to secure the initial one at the bottom lane. Bone7 gets the top one, and here we go. Game 3, WinteR.
And let's see. Bone7, after seeing the Brute top, might actually want to decide after that what he actually goes for. He saved up a lot of gold. He's not sure what his laning opponent is going to be, the situation in the lane, so he saved up everything. Going to just decide in a short while after he sees the Brute Mother on top.
Yeah, well, similarly, the Axe has to make a decision whether he stays in this bottom lane or switches things up and goes up top. So the tri lane will be scattered out, and top lane is going to be your Brood. So Bone7 on the Jug. Going to be, for now, 1v1 with Earthshaker already rotating off the lane.
He's taking a lot of damage, though. He bought a permanent shield. He decides to go for that.
Okay, so he's going to stay in this 1v1 matchup for the time being. He can handle it for now, but once Brood starts getting some levels, getting a bit of a spiraling army, this lane gets very tricky for your Juggernaut, I feel.
Yeah, he's going for, at this point, hitting Ward 1 point and 1 point in Blade Dance to make sure that he has a lot of sustain and damage in the lane. And looking at the bottom side of the map, Puppey and Kuroki at the moment, well, another pause. Puppey and Kuroki going into the jungle, trying to contest some of Big Daddy No-Tail's farm, but it seems like we are going to have another technical issue here. Game is going to be paused once more.
Well, Arteezy looking to reconnect into this one. Hopefully nothing too serious as far as the technical woes of this game go. We already had an unfortunate Game 3 between Rave and Big God where there was a lot of lag and spike issues within the game that caused some endless pauses. But
today is a bad day for DAC. A lot of tech issues.
It's sad because before this, the group stages went pretty smoothly. Day one,
everything was. You can't plan for everything. It's everything can't really go smoothly. At some point, you're gonna have some issues. Just need to deal with it. But on the bottom lane, Slaughter would have a lot of farm, and I just saw a stat where K-pop post where Axe has been getting a lot of good farm in most of the games, but this game could be a game where Axe actually doesn't get the more desired farm that he's going to have.
He does have money for a TP scroll if he wants to make that switch up towards the top lane. Jug, though, already committing to the Poor Man's Shield makes me think he's not rotating. If you're going to buy the Poor Man's Shield, you don't buy this and then TP down to verse the tri lane. If you're versing the tri lane, you want boots, you want Magic Stick. Poor Man's Shield is entirely designed for this Jug versus Brood matchup. So that makes me think Cloud9 are not rotating their lanes.
Yeah, you don't buy Poor Man's Shield unless it's mostly a 1v1 situation. So, but I still don't think he would have a good time in the lane. I would expect Zai to actually dominate this laning phase against the Juggernaut as soon as he has a lot of points in the spawn spiderlings.
Alright, well, we'll see Arteezy reconnect back into the game and hopefully get things back underway fairly soon. He's ready to go, makes the call, and Cloud9 will unpause things. So Arteezy, 1v1 mid. We've got the SF versus Sniper matchup. We've seen Snipers generally do pretty well against an SF, apart from one game today where Big God Xiao managed to beat Jo pretty handily mid on the SF versus Sniper. As far as like 1v1 here, if there's not much support intervention, do you feel like either hero has an edge in this matchup?
I think if there's no support, Shadowfiend will win the lane once he has a lot of souls, a lot of damage, and level 5 would be the point where the Shadowfiend is very strong.
Here comes support. Fissure possibly going to block the wave here. Arteezy needs to get to the high ground or he could be in some trouble here. There's going to be a shrapnel to start things off. Fissure going to block Arteezy. Second shrapnel as well. Arteezy in trouble. Third shrapnel as well. He's blocked. He's waiting for the Fissure to expire. First blood goes your way of Cloud9.
Yeah, that was
Fata, meanwhile, at bottom lane, going to go down, or will he? He's trying to tango through. Buys a TP scroll before he dies, and, well, that's a second TP scroll. He's also got one back at base, and S4 will get the last hit on your Axe. First blood, though, claimed by Cloud9.
And Big Daddy's gonna pick up the 2-minute rune invis at bottom, but
there's a sentry ward. He doesn't know about the sentry ward at bottom lane. He's gonna walk right into this one. They've got the chain stun. They're pretending they don't see him, but there's your first stun. The car's coming in as well, and now S4 gets himself a second. Great play pretending they didn't see the invis, and then they chain-stun it perfectly.
Yeah, that was just very good execution on the kill at middle lane. Was also good execution from the sniper and Earthshaker, but getting another kill on S4 going to get him faster towards the Blink Dagger that he needs to, so that he can actually control the game tempo for Secret here.
The one good news for Arteezy is that the first blood was split between the sniper as well as the Earthshaker, so it wasn't like a huge gold boost to Envy. SF is still winning by a couple of last hits in the mid lane, so as far as that mid lane goes, I feel like that one kill alone is not going to win Sniper the lane.
Yeah, SF can actually come back later, clearing and neutrals right now, so gonna get himself some good farm after stacking it up. Sniper is gonna be able to kill SF fairly easily after getting one kill, as long as the Earthshaker comes in once more once he reaches level 6 with the Assassinate at 3 points in Sharpener later on.
Arteezy in the jungle though is kind of a cause for concern that he's too afraid to lane. He doesn't see the Earthshaker on the map, and he does not feel confident that he can go mid lane.
They are gonna swap the lanes right now. Feta just teleported top.
There's too many levels on the Brood. He's already accumulated a big Spiderling army, and Jug just can't handle it. Blade Fury is not actually a way of dealing with Spiderlings, because they just run outside of the Blade Fury, and you're not actually killing the Spiderlings. You're just keeping yourself alive, perhaps.
Yeah, S4 completes a power trade, so giving him a lot of damage to actually last hit and get kills if needed in the laning phase. And the two supports right now, seeing that he's already able to farm the lane alone, doesn't need the protection, so they want to win another lane for the team.
Oh, they're going to walk right into Misery. Misery catches out the smoke kick. The cask as well as the Venge Sun time together. Maladin comes out. They need a couple more right clicks off of this one, and I think Misery may survive this. Shrapnel comes back, double Shrapnel as well, and the Fissure is going to block them on the low ground. Envy going to get one kill, possibly a second. He finishes off one with the Shrapnel, one's Puppey as well. Puppey getting chased down by the phase boot. Double kill for EE. Some of the Razors coming. Arteezy's got a haste rune. There's no Fissure for the time being. Envy in trouble, has face boots, and here comes your support. Big Daddy No-Tail with the purification. Arteezy's going to be careful. Haste rune will wear off fairly soon. Your Sniper, though, has had the dream start.
He could have actually
here in Game 3.
repelled the Shadow Fiend to take away his haste just now, but he still gets his carry, the Sniper, out of trouble. Getting 2 kills there on the Sniper, very crucial with the Fissure block there.
Messiah at top taking a lot of harass now as well, with Axe having rotated to this lane. Sure, your Sniper's doing well, but just like a glance at the CS charts, you can see that Secret, top 3 last hitters, with the Slardar, the Shadow Fiend, and the Brood all doing really well. Some of that Shadow Fiend CS is coming from the neutrals though, so maybe a bit misleading. Not to mention the fact that, well, he got ganked, he got first blooded, and is somewhat behind the Sniper because of that.
He's going to be able to catch up as time progresses. I don't think it's a huge deal right now for him.
Bone 7 at bottom lane, going to get chained. Some purification is there. Omni Knight so far has been kind of the saving grace in some ways for Cloud9, keeping the Sniper alive, keeping the Jug alive at bottom lane.
It's still the issue for me. How are they going to actually get a lot of levels on the Omni Knight? Every lane he goes is very difficult for him to get farm and experience-wise.
Oh, look at Envy. He's making a very aggressive move into the Dire jungle, but they saw him. He's thinking he can catch out a greedy Shadow Fiend, but Shadow Fiend's running at him.
Where's the Slardar? Is the Slardar?
He's got triple raise. Arteezy could look to fight Envy with this, but the phase boots mobility from Envy gonna probably be enough to keep him alive here. But Fata at top lane, he's actually the gank target. They've rotated the Slardar top, the Coconuts to start things off. The Maladin comes out. There's your second son. Zai needs to get out of this one. Fata has not got level 6 just yet. Has got the purification as well as a repel, and that's gonna save his life. They don't get the kill. Zai going to be forced out of this lane as he gets too low on HP and mana. S4 will take over, and they may even decide to rotate Zai towards the off lane now, with this top lane being taken by your S4 Slardar.
Yeah, I think that would be actually what they are going to do at this point. He went back to base, got all his mana and HP back up, and is walking towards the bottom lane. Bone 7 has Omni Slash.
Bottom lane, Omni Slash comes in. Kuro going to give up a solo kill to Bone 7. Well, he'll take that one happily, but that gives opportunity for Arteezy to come in. Hasn't got any kind of rune here, but he's going to look for the razors onto Bone 7. Gets the first, second one going to be off the mark here. Bone 7, though, going to look to Quelling Blade his way through. Has a Tengu as well. He's running for dear life. He's going to get his way out of this one. Bone 7 making up for some Game 2 misplays, perhaps. Has juked them so far, but here comes your revenge. Wave of Terror as well as a Magic Missile. Bone 7 is not getting out of this one. There's even a Witch Doctor to cut off his path. Ancients are going to deny him! Are you kidding me? That Wave of Terror dragged the Ancients over, and that is a... Well, he throws him a bone. literally speaking.
He got really lucky there, but made a lot of space for his team. Axe was able to use the time to farm as well as the sniper, so it was still all in all a very good play from Bone7 there, buying his team so much time to get farm.
This is not going according to plan exactly for Secret. At the same time, they're still getting decent farm on all their core heroes. Their supports have not quite had the impact they maybe would have hoped for, but a lot of that coming down to just great defensive play from the Omni Knight especially.
All the lane swapping has already got its toll on the Sada. He hasn't been able to farm for some time right now.
Yep.
Went for the Ring of Health, is not anywhere close to his blink. Maybe he wants to finish a Vanguard first at this stage of the game. I'm not really sure what he wants.
Well, 8-minute rune coming up. It's going to be a haste rune up top, and Big Daddy No-Tail going to secure that. You mentioned the Omniac getting levels. He's just level 3 right now, so he is very under-leveled. Despite having a high impact in this game, he's always seen behind, outside of XP range, not being involved in kills. And that's where it will be hard for him to get XP this game.
Yeah, I don't think he can actually get a lane that easily anytime soon, because everyone needs farm before they get a blink on the axe. No one is able to create space for the team. I don't expect the Omni to be able to get a lane to farm anytime soon. Maybe after the axe gets his blink, they would actually dedicate one lane for Big Daddy to actually get levels and farm. A mana item,
yeah,
definitely for the Omni Knight.
At the same time, he can't be the lane versus the Brood so much. As we see Envy at the mid lane, bottles up the haste rune, and he can play very aggressively with this. Puppey goes in with the Malak. The Wave of Terror is there, but with this haste, Envy will be able to scurry away to freedom. Bone7 has another Omni Slash at top lane meanwhile, and possibly looking to bring down S4 if he can. Misery has a Fissure available, and if you can get S4 away from the creep wave, this could be a kill. Blade Fury going to be used to start things off. S4 wants his kill, but the Fissure is there, and Bone7 backing off, did not have mana for the Omni Slash, and that's something S4 kind of used his advantage, as Bone7 will look to clarity up and get that mana back.
And bottom lane, the Broodmother from Zai is already trying to get a lot of spam and damage down to the axe, and creeps keeping as expected in this matchup, so he can actually farm the lane and farm the jungle at the same time.
Yeah.
Big Daddy No-Tail, level 4 at the moment, still having a skill point in reserve.
Oh, he could be in some trouble. Has the Purification, and we'll use that as well as the nuke comes out. Holds the repel for now. Vata not going to get the call onto Zai.
At least he got rid of a lot of the spiderlings though, so
Got
gives him some good source of income there and experience.
It looks like Secret, and maybe is this their Roshan sneak?
Radiant's middle tower
We're seeing
is
so
under
many
attack.
10-minute Roshans this series. Or are they going for a
I
gank?
think
What's the play here?
they want to kill the axe
Okay.
before he gets, like, the key item right now for C9 is the blink on the axe, so they want to stop him from getting the blink.
No web cover underneath this tower, but it looks like Kuro going to go in. They start with the cast. About to get maledicted up. Here comes your TP in. It's the Omni Knight. Can he keep him alive? No, he cancels it. The kill was going to happen too fast. Smart decision from No-Tail perhaps to cancel it, but Secret still get the kill they were after.
They're going to try to get a trade-off after losing the axe there at bottom lane. Middle lane towers less than half HP, so maybe C9 can actually get a trade-off with her tower in middle lane.
Envy with a newly purchased Mask of Madness and slowly whittling away at this tier 1, but here comes Kuro. He goes into the Bone7 Omni Slash. Bone7 was waiting behind the tier 1 and gets an easy pick off there.
That's a really good anticipation from Bone7 there.
Bone7 needs to be careful. That healing ward going to be very precious here as Puppey, I think, realizing this mid-tier 1 tower cannot be defended. Kuro not having the best game here. First the solo kill, well, 2 solo kills going Bone7's way, both on Kuro. The second, that one there, a bit more excusable, but right now, bottom tier 1 tower actually not going down immediately. Arteezy looking to come in, possibly secure this last hit. There is no Omni Slash available as the last hit goes the way of Arteezy. He's going to pop a Requiem of Souls. Huge damage onto Vata. SF gets the kill, and Bone7 stranded without a TP, without an Omni Slash, and without any mana. He can't even use a Blade Fury out of this. Zai's chasing, and Bone7 going to spend all his money and probably just accept his fate here as he's going to get slowed down by the Brood passive. And
He's going to try and buy as much time as possible again, but
where are the Ancients when you need them? They helped him out once. Meanwhile, mid lane, it's going to be a kill onto your sniper. Oh dear. Secret find a couple big kills around the map.
I don't understand why they actually tried to defend. The tier 1 bot, it's actually better I thought to just leave the tower and not try to even defend it. They were in such a bad position.
This is a big rune
no
to get
no one was bottom to get ready to defend the tower, and Secret was like all over the tower. It was just like, I don't think it was a good decision from C9.
Arteezy gets a DD rune. amp damage. They can bring in the Spiderlings if they want to take, but I think Brood's just going to look to create space and pressure the jungle, pressure the bottom lane, and scout things out. This Roshan cannot be stopped, it seems.
Yeah, there's no way they can stop it with all the minus armor and all the heroes down at that point of time. It's gonna be an Aegis on slot. Are they gonna give it to Slara? No, Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend has the item slot. Slara gonna complete his. She's actually not gonna complete the Vanguard, so gonna go for the casual ring and into the Blink Dagger that he needs.
Yeah, I imagine the Vanguard will come afterwards.
Yeah, maybe after he completes, after he gets his Blink, he would go back for the Vanguard.
Well, for now, after that sequence of events, the tower, the kills, and a very important Roshan, Secret have pulled ahead with a pretty sizable gold lead, considering we're just 13 minutes in. And there's a lot of potential for big items to come out. Zai's got himself up to 3,000 gold, and Cloud9 have got to be a little bit concerned off of this. The blink timings is what this is going to come down to. Axe gets his blink before Slaughter, though, so we can see what he can look to make of this. Tower going to get taken by the Juggernaut with a Blade through. Witch Doctor ultimate, though, doing big damage to Bone 7 with the amp. Bone 7 could be dead here. He can't get off the Omni Slash.
I don't think that was worth it to actually go that
It gave Slaughter the rest of his blink money.
Yeah, I'm not sure though if it's... I personally felt it was not too worth it for them. But they still got the tower at the end of the day. It wasn't all negative for them. And Feta with the Blink Dagger, it's gonna look to get something done here on the map. The blink call into the purification still does a lot of damage.
Oh, the Wave of Terror cancels it though. They not only cancel the blink, but they also scout it out. He does blink in afterwards. S4 could knock it out in time, and the Culling Blade is there. Fata gets one, looking for a second now. Kuro gonna be brought down. C9 get themselves a couple out of that one. Puppy gonna go for the TP. Axe out of range for another blink call, and didn't think S4 would get caught out there. They stopped the blink with the Wave of Terror, but I guess maybe they didn't click him and see it in time, because S4 could have just blinked back to safety.
Oh, but middle lane, they're gonna go in on RTZ. Blink call, Omni Slash. He has...
Pops the mech, he's good going for the Requiem of Souls, does huge damage, he gets a double kill with the help of Zai! It's actually Zai getting both those two kills from the high ground. Oh my gosh, the Spawn Spiderlings Dagon build. He zaps one, he nukes another, and... Hello, Zai. Welcome.
That was just a very
to Dota 2.
That was just a very optimistic play there from C9. I didn't think they had actually enough damage because Shadowfiend had Mag, and even he still had Aegis.
Even if Zai wasn't there, that didn't seem like the right play to make. Mid lane, Envy possibly in some trouble. Here comes your Brood from behind. He gets the kill with the help of Arteezy, and Misery now in trouble. Echo Slam used defensively, but he's still gonna die. They lose 3. Oh dear, C9 just crumbling to the pressure of Secret even after getting a couple of kills at top with the Axe Blink Dagger. And suddenly Envy...
One more kill. E is going to get caught out.
Oh, S4 goes for the blind Blink Crush, misses it, and probably could have looked to kind of scout him out a bit more there, but S4 now going to be forced to back off. Assassinate going to push him away as Secret take a tier 1 tower and going to be pretty happy with all their spoils right now.
Oh no, the call on 2 there.
Oh my god, what a call. S4 blinks in with a crush. The Aegis going to get popped now, but the Guardian Angel following some Puppy on the high ground. His Death Ward going to be dealt with pretty nicely by the Guardian Angel, and Arteezy going to go for the TP out. He gets stunned by Misery. He's not making his way home, and Arteezy going to go a dying kill onto your Axe, but that was a massive overextension. Kuro's positioning there, very questionable as he ran into that tier 2 tower.
He wanted to swap him out. That's, I mean, it was really deep in, very risky play, but both teams not playing safe there. Yeah, very ballsy play by both of the teams. So I guess it evens thing out. Like you make one ballsy play, you pay for it, and I make one ballsy play and I pay for it.
Well, it's still Secret with the farm advantage. 9k net worth on the Brood, Shadowfiend with 8k. And here come your Shadow Blades. Not just 1, but 2. Arteezy and EE.
The good buddies, or what you want to say.
Yep. Well,
both of them thinking very alike, and
the
huge
student
rivals.
becomes the master, perhaps. Meanwhile, Brood picking up a casual Dagon through. You get to see the Zap Cannon Brood Mother as Zai is just secretly the top farmer and one of the most high impact heroes at this stage of the game if you're Team Secret.
Yeah, his item build definitely paying off, getting him a lot of the recent kills for his team. And top lane, Bone 7 gonna get caught up once more by the Secret team. Stun from the Slada and follow up on the bench. Easy kill in the end of the day. from the 3-man gang there. But he was just at a very far up position again. That's like the last game, there was so many times that he got caught in similar situations.
Maybe had a split second there to react with the Blade Fury, but...
He's still gonna die. There was no way he Blade Fury and TP. That's Avenge.
Well, right now, Zai still just out-farming everyone on the map with his positioning in the enemy jungle. Fatas looking for a pick-off here, has got the Blink Call. They go past, he gets dusted though, the call misses, and he's not taking any damage. He gets over the trees, Zai juking everyone, and he kills off Envy. Zai just playing out of his mind now. He's juking and jiving. The dust is going to wear off as well. They've got no secondary dust, it seems, and he may go in for some more. Dagon coming up in 10 seconds.
That was just a very, very good play from the Broodmother. Running past everyone. He knows that he has more movement speed than the enemy. Just runs past into the trees.
Using his web network well. Like, he knows where his webs are going. He does get caught up by the Berserker's Call, and Fata not going to have the detection needed. He's going to look to TP out Zai. Going to just let him go as he can't prevent that one.
Yeah, once more Zai coming up big with the plays there. Getting them the kill on the sniper. Making so much space. The team, meanwhile, gets a tier 1 at top tower, getting a lot of gold for everyone. Looking at the item progression once more, you talk about the Shadow Blade. Sala still hasn't finished up anything after the Blink.
Oh, speaking of Blink, Zai goes for an item he continuously has been going on the Broodmother. He loves this Blink Dagger pickup. He's done it in the past when he's played this hero and will continue to do so here against Cloud9.
I think it's a really good item on Brood. It just makes it so much more hard for the enemy team to actually catch you out if you have a Blink, and gives you the positioning advantage to actually get up close towards the supports and just burst them down from there.
Zai pokes his nose in, the Blink Call going to be off the mark, and
he's just toying them at this point.
He's wasting so much of their time and just their...
He knows his limits very well. Getting valuable information of where the position of the axe for his team so everyone else can farm relatively safely when they know the axe is on the map. So it's just...
The crazy thing is, normally the hero doing that, creating space for the rest of the team, is somewhat sacrificing his own farm, but he is the top farmer. He is not only creating space and getting the scouting information, but he's doing it while farming the enemy jungle, farming lanes, using his Midas, and maintaining his net worth.
Yeah, he's just playing very well, like doing every small little detail right on the safe lane, the off lane position.
Oh, here comes RTZ, walks past the sentry ward though.
They saw him.
And yep, they did see him. Cloud9's Eternal Envy will get back to the safety of his tier 2 tower mid.
They want to kill him though. The Broodmother is nearby with his Blink and Dagon.
Yeah, and well, Brood meanwhile actually may get caught out in the Radiant jungle. Sentry ward does get deployed and...
He's at a very hard position for them to catch him out.
Yeah, throws out a nuke here and...
If he plays his cards right, there's no way they catch him.
He's got backup as well. He's going to go into the Sentry Ward, but here comes RTZ. He's got the mech support as well if it's needed. RTZ with a haste room. Misery along the side here, but Misery may walk into a nice Echo Slam. Only catches RTZ. The chain stun is there. Dust used as well. RTZ swapped back to safety. Fata gets the call though. Down goes Artur, Mr. Babev. He will be seeing a trade here as Jug and Omniac go down on the Radiant side. Zai still getting back to safety. Even cuts through the trees with a nice Quelling Blade pickup to help him out. Everything about Zai's play has just been perfect. The Quelling Blade there, he got hit by the shrapnel on the trees. Quelling Blades to safety.
And meanwhile, S4 still farming away at top lane, so not all is lost. They're still getting farm on one of the 3 cores on the top lane, even though they traded 2 for 2, but I still felt they got more out of the engagement there.
Well, for Secret, they could also well just be waiting for the next Roshan to come back up. That's something that they probably want on the Shadow Fiend once more. Zai just continue what he does. Radiant Ward has blocked this medium camp though, so Zai's farm, the Cloud9 are blocking their own jungle. That is the answer to the Broodmother apparently. You block your jungle camps. You don't let Brood farm your jungle by blocking them. It doesn't seem, I mean, it's counterintuitive, but...
It's more common to do that against Naga Siren.
Yeah?
This is the first time I see it being done to a Broodmother.
I mean, it also gives you some good detection. End of the day, Secret is spending a lot of time in the Radiant jungle, so the Observer Ward pays off. The Sentry Ward, also good against the Brood, so... Cloud9 haven't farmed their own jungle the entire game, apart from like the first 5 minutes when they were pulling.
And Puppy is gonna he just got a gem, which is a crucial item since the Juggernaut is also going for a Shadow Blade. And securing map control for the Broodmother is exceptionally good for them at this point of the game, making sure that he knows where he can position himself safely and creating more chaos towards the C9 squad.
Yeah, the gem can be used to help deward some of these sentries in the Radiant jungle and even some of that vision there, so we'll see what Secret look to do now. Roshan is respawning soon. Gem in their hands as well. And Roshan, 30 seconds away. As the stats man corrects himself. Fake stats, what is this, K-Poptosis? I expected better.
It's been a long day, Mr. Parker.
It
Cut in
has
some
been.
slack.
It has been. As long as he cuts me some slack. Well, S4 working on a BKB now with the Ogre Club pickup. It seems Zai has stopped leveling up his Dagon. He's up to 2.5k gold. Okay, just kidding. Buys 2 more Dagons. There we go.
Dagon at Turabit would be just the item that's very good in this situation here when he is able to actually just burst someone down, like especially the Omni Knight. If he can kill him, he's the most crucial target to take out in the fight.
A couple heroes TP'd mid here. They'd love to cancel this. Looking for a bash. S4. Lady Luck not going his way here.
And that's going to be a second Shadow Bait completed on the C9 side. I'm not sure how much it will actually do for their team. I understand at the rate of the game that's going right now, everyone's split pushing around the map, not much 5-manning, and Shadow Bait would be a very good item in this sort of scenario.
And that's the thing, even when there's a gem on the playing field, if you're split pushing and Secret are also kind of split around the map, the gem can't be everywhere. Only one hero can be holding that gem, and for now it seems like that's going to be the Secret supports. Cloud9 going to smoke towards top, possibly realizing that this Roshan's going down, and they may look to find a pick-off shortly after, because someone on the Secret side is likely to go defend that top tower at this point in the game.
So Aegis will be claimed by Secret at this point of the game. Dagon 800, like you mentioned, completed on the Brood. Item progression wise, would Slala be actually getting a Heaven's? I think Heaven's Helmet could be a good option here, but BKB, most of the C9 damage is actually a lot of physical, so I'm not sure whether BKB is the most optimal item choice, but there is also a lot of disable from the Earthshaker, so BKB would help him negate that, so he will be able to move a lot more freely in the combats. But Secret gonna run up the lane, just go back.
Has already TP'd out. I think C9 realized they can't. As soon as Secret go missing, they just like, we gotta get out of this. Do they see Bone 7 though? He's being picked out.
He should be caught out here.
They've got the swap.
The swap.
Where?
Wow, they don't see him.
He must have been juking and must have had a nice little fog spot there, because the swap, it was a level 2 swap, so it was definitely in range. I guess Puppy just never got vision for Kuro.
Oh, that was rather unfortunate. I thought they had the kill there. Oh, they're trying really hard to look for the Broodmother here. Where is the gem from C9? They need the gem so badly to just catch out this Broodmother.
Yeah.
They don't have it yet.
Maybe something that Misery's probably on the Earthshaker looks to get fairly soon. Has got a newly purchased Blink Dagger, and we'll be looking to find
They don't
some
even
pick-offs.
have a dust on anyone. Okay, the Axe just got a dust.
Alright. Well, it's kind of poverty central for some of these C9 heroes, although Axe is actually looking to finish off a BKB, or something of his own with this Ogre Club.
Well, in good news, the Omni Knight manages to secure a lot of levels, so he's level 11, he has more than enough, like every skill point max, doesn't really need any more levels at this point. He's very useful to his team already with the current skill set he has. Hopefully in the near future he'll be able to get a blink so that he could just further position himself further back.
Yep.
And the Broodmother couldn't target him easily.
We talked about in the early game, C9 need to kind of survive the early game, the laning stage with their lineup Omni needing level, and it seems like they've done that. They're behind at the moment in terms of farm, but they've still got their tier 2 towers up. What's kind of the next move for C9?
They need to just get more farm on the other heroes and hopefully secure. I think the positional item. Look at that. Big Daddy, without the positional item, he could potentially be just the victim of the Dagon and the Spiderlings from the Broodmother. So I feel the next big item would be just to get a positioning item on the Omni Knight so he could actually move freely in the fights, and obviously the gem as well so they can...
Oh, they catch out Zai, the first kill on the Brood of the game. That Sentry Ward helping them out.
They know he's been hiding there for ages.
Yes. It's all about getting the vision. The Shrapnel with that Sentry Ward, and they get one. End of the day, I feel like Brood's done more than enough to kind of earn his keep on this Secret team. So he's going to create enough space that TZ now has a Skadi. Slada, very farmed as well as far as the Secret team is concerned. And looking at some of the item progression here, we see S4 still sitting on that Ogre Club. Hasn't committed to anything, just... Okay, has a BKB coming out in the courier.
Yeah, he completed a BKB. So the game is already progressing almost close to 30 minutes right now. Oh, Feta gonna get initiated there.
S4 blinks short, and here comes Misery with the counter. Echo Slam looking for the kills. Barta goes for the call, catches out to Guardian Angel as well. Bone7 now flanking from behind. Doesn't have an Omni Slash for now. Arteezy gets off the Requiem, blows up your axe. Misery now gets cast. It's bouncing between two. Misery may have a repel, but Puppey with the big Witch Doctor right clicks gets that kill. Bone7's been tracked now by the amp damage. Witch Doctor Deathward gonna finish him off. 4 dead. Secret find the team fight of a lifetime here. Envy's just off on his own trying to do whatever he can to hunt down a courier, but he can't even get the dire courier. And Secret now going to get this tier 2 top tower and come one step closer to advancing to the top 4 and knocking C9 out of the tournament.
That was really surprising that actually after the fissure, they still wanted to go in. I thought they would actually just get out after not losing anyone. They just went in when the sniper was nowhere near. They took a 4v5.
They've got no buybacks, WinteR. None of those 4 dead heroes can. Earthshaker and Omni Knight about to respawn. S4 running in deep here. Looking to get the amp damage onto Envy. And Kuro's got the swap. The fissure now going to come out. S4's taking a lot of damage. He's going to be brought down. Envy making some big plays here. They don't even get the tier 3 tower for now. Arteezy getting very low, going to turn and fight. He's got the Aegis, will get dunked by Bata. They're going to lose Kuro as well. The double dunk comes in from Bata. They're going to maybe kill Arteezy a second time. Nice fissure from Misery, locks him in place. And Arteezy, he's done for. He's going to buy his items here, but what an overextension coming in from Secret. S4 is just having a bit of an off day, it seems.
He was trying very hard to get the amp damage on the sniper so that they can actually siege better, because the sniper was being so annoyance, getting the shrapnel, being a very pesky high ground hero to defend against the enemy. So it actually got on the nerves of the Slala. He tried to get the amp damage on him, but just couldn't succeed and got himself into a very, very bad position that resulted in the exchange that Secret took.
Well, trying to go high ground, seeing a lot of heroes dead, but I mean, your Brood's not there for those pushes. You don't really expect him to be there, and Envy just positioning perfectly. He's got 5,000 gold all of a sudden on his sniper as well. We've seen what Sniper can do as far as high ground defense goes.
It's starting to get into the point of the game where C9's lineup is going to be getting a lot much stronger, and S4 gets the amp damage off on...
That's big. Envy may just be done for here. The sprint set, Jug's coming in. Jug has got Omni Slash.
Yeah, he has backup.
Well, Envy gonna get crushed here. Here comes your Omni Slash, or does it? Omni Slash comes possibly a bit too late. S4 gonna get the kill. Why did he wait so long to Omni Slash there?
I'm not very sure. Maybe he was worried that the crush would come out at the same time.
Bone7 now going to run into a bit of trouble here. The death ward is there. The swap back as well, breaking down some trees. Nice fissure from Misery. The other thing, Bone7, I guess, I wanted to maybe use the healing ward to help him out, but ultimately, down goes Envy. Zai going to avoid a axe gank here at the bottom lane as, well, just a solo axe, not really able to kill Zai off in his own, but looking to clear out some spider links.
The use of the Brood Mother is getting less and less as the game progresses, so Secret need to get a lot more farm on the Shadowfield and the Slala so they can actually be strong enough to take fights without the Brood, while the Brood actually pressures the lane himself.
Yep. Well, here comes your BKB for Arteezy.
Finally, he has that BKB. Next item they would want to have is probably the Assault Cuirass on the Slada. I think he needs some armor item to deal with the sniper right clicks and obviously the counter helix as well from Axe.
Here's the magic rune for a team around 30 minutes. Double damage at the bottom lane. Being pinged out here, something they may look to leave for the Shadow Fiend or possibly even for the next Rosh. And he has dropped his bottle, but you may consider just putting your TP scroll on the ground if you can have a DD rune for a team fight. Arteezy looking to blow up Bone7. He's going to get the full Requiem of Souls. Goodbye, Bone7.
See you later, my friend.
That Mask of Madness. Rest in peace.
Shadowblade gaming there.
That's the power of the Shadowblade. That's why you go the Shadowblade over the Blink Dagger, although not something that's always the right choice, but this game has proven to be very effective. Big Dagger, no tail. Gonna run into S4 here. S4 actually gonna get delayed by the fissure and Blink. No first hit bash. Second time this game S4 has not been lucky with those bashes on TPing heroes.
At some point they need to get a diffuser, I think, on Team Secret, and like we talked about before, the only guy who actually can make use of it is the Shadow Fiend, but you don't really want a Shadow Fiend to get it.
Maybe like a Venge or someone? Like
the Venge doesn't
1700 gold. It's
still a long way though, but
yeah, it's doable at least.
it's doable. But it's not gonna take a. It's gonna take a while before he gets it. And I feel it's starting to feel that they actually need the diffuser to take a fight. Otherwise, the repel on the hill and the GA would be ultimately too much for Secret.
Well, Envy picks himself up at MKB. Could be good against the Brood passive, and I don't think Shadowfiend no evasion items right
the
now.
Brood passive, I doubt the Brood.
Yeah, Brood's not right-clicking.
He's not gonna be doing any right clicks.
Who are we kidding here?
Maybe if he gets into a fight where everyone else is already focusing on RTZ and he can just blink and focus on the
30 seconds before the
sniper.
Roshan respawn. They're going to go in and check it out, but it's not up. Secret making their way towards the Roche pit as well. And there is a good Radiant Ward now, but Arteezy going to Shadowblade past it. They do not see Arteezy coming in past this right now, and the gem should be able to clear it out. Yep, Puppy's gem. Going to bring down this Radiant Observer Ward, and Secret deny C9 some much needed vision around the Roshan area, as Roshan coming up any second now.
Now the Brood is gonna start to want to fight with his team more. The Aetheroblade could be actually used to actually save his team from the Omni Slash for. So I think that could be some contribution that he actually make for his team.
Yep. Well, this should be a pretty straightforward Roshan for Secret, it looks like. Juggernaut TP's top, and just the vision for C9 is so lacking. They've only got the one defensive ward in their own jungle right now. Similar story for Secret, but it feels like with the Brood able to scout so well in the webs, that they've just got the much better advantage around the Roshan.
Yeah, it's like an inherited advantage. I don't think C9 can do too much about the Roshan. Secret is going to get countless Roshan this game if the game progresses.
Aegis and Cheese this time. S4 going to pick up the Cheese with Arteezy's Shadowfiend taking the Aegis, and Secret find themselves in a position where they could look to go for a high ground attempt. Is that going to be doable, do you feel like, with the Aegis Cheese?
I don't think it's easy though. It's going to be very difficult with the Sniper defense, the Shrapnel, and the Omni Knight ultimate. And they don't have Diffusal. That's the part where it's very worrisome. If you can't get to the Omni Knight, he's going to be able to have a huge impact in the fight.
Feels like they may just go for like the pickoffs they've been finding every now and then, especially if they show heroes on the map. Like if they show 3 or 4 heroes bottom, Arteezy, he got the solo kill in the Jug. That's something he could do again. He's looking around his own jungle, expecting to find a pickoff at this point, but or at least not really expecting, but hoping to find a pickoff, and the rest of his team kind of pressuring other lanes of the map. But C9 have 4 up top, only the Axe not here.
Gem on the Earthshaker though, so they can actually try and kill, at least take away the Aegis from Arteezy if they want to try, but they're gonna back off, sensing that the other Secret heroes are missing from the map, probably nearby Arteezy, because Broodmother will most of the time be alone by herself.
Well, Glyph was actually forced out there. I don't know if it was forced out or just misused by the
Here
C9
comes
side.
Phone 7.
Well, he has not got the detection needed for this Brood. That's one of the big issues here.
It's on Fata.
It's on Misery, actually. The gem?
No, Fata has Dust.
Oh, Fata has Dust. Okay. Misery's got the gem sitting back, but Earthshaker a hero who does generally want to sit back, so he can't really run too aggressively forward, at least in team fights, to try and find the Brood.
Oh my god. Casual zap.
That's a thing, apparently. Healing Ward comes out, and Misery with a very defensive fissure just in case Brood was thinking of chasing. Top tier 3 tower actually goes down to the creep wave.
Yeah, and Kuroki finishes off a 4-star, so I don't think Secret are actually intending to build any diffusers to fight. They're just going to try and gank C9 around the map with the Shadow Blades, with the Blink from Sada, and try to outfarm them with the superior map control that they have at the moment.
With the split push style and like just trying to spread the map, find pickoffs, it feels like the GA is not something which is going to be used in like a 5v5 context.
If they're actually not fighting, they don't need the diffusers.
If they really want, I mean, Brood with the E-Blade Dagon could also be the other candidate to get it, but S4 will get scouted out on the high ground here. They've got a nice Observer Ward to see him. Has not been dewarded yet by Puppy.
It was actually a really good point, because at this point of the game, if you're the Broodmother, there's nothing big that you can actually get to feel that, oh, this item would actually change the game for the Brood player. So using the Brood's gold and net worth to actually purchase something like a diffuser could be a good idea here.
Well, Secret now going to look to siege. Just a tier 2 tower in the mid lane. No pressure on the top where they've already got the tier 3 tower, but Arteezy at front. Butterfly as well as Aegis. The Butterfly will be countered by the Sniper MKB. But still a lot of other right-click damage coming out.
It's still good versus the Axe and the Juggernaut for sure.
Even just for the agility, the attack speed, and the pushing power the item gives you as well. Not a bad item by any means.
So looking at Secret's position in this game, I don't think you are going to be very worried too much because you have map control. You are not rushing into pushing anyways. You just want to farm as much as you can on all the heroes. Try to secure a bigger economical advantage before you try and ultimately breach the base of C9, since C9 has such a good base defense with.
Ooh, C9 going on the prowl. They almost run into Zai there, but he's managed to avoid another gank coming his way. The sniper even included. The rest of his team up top, they're going to now run into Zai. He takes some damage. The trapped on the floor. They've got detection here. E-Blade gets used. Zai still alive for the time being. The Fissure now locks him in place. The teammates come up, and here comes S4. Misery goes down. Zai's got the ultimate life still on, but with the GA being used, S4 will be pushed back. He's got the cheese though, and Envy now isolated. He's getting crushed by the physical damage. He's trying to fight his way out of this one, but with the death ward, he goes down. Here comes Arteezy onto Fata on the axe. Buyback's likely to be forced out here with Secret having Aegis and cheese in their hands. They get the kill on the Omni Knight. 4 dead now on the C9 side, and with tournament life on the line here, C9 need to come up with something big if they want to hold.
Oh, that was such a risky move to leave the base.
Oh,
Man,
Radiant lose their career. Nothing on it though.
they got caught outside of the base against this lineup.
It's the power of the Brood. He just baits them out. They force the other team to try and make a play happen. And
Yeah, we talk about how C9 have a very good high ground defense, but when they are outside of the map, their advantage doesn't count. And here we go.
here we go. Fata with a BKB blink call. Echo Slam from Misery does a lot of damage. Down goes the Brood on the Witch Doctor. S4 gonna die as well. Bone 7 coming up big with that Omnisash. Arteezy's got the Aegis, but I've seen this movie before. He dies! The Aegis expired the exact second he died. I don't think it matters. Probably would have died twice, but still. C9 hold. Cost him a lot of buybacks, WinteR, but wasn't enough damage done by Secret there.
They got the melee racks, and they got a lot of damage done to the range, so eventually it's going to go down. I think Secret, even though you don't want to lose so many heroes, but I think at the end of the day, you still got the racks and you'll be happy about it. It's enough damage done, I would say, at the end of the day. Kuroki gonna continue his farm. He has 2.2k gold, so technically he can actually try to finish off the diffuser in a very good timing. He could get it before the next fight at this rate.
The other item which always stands out in a late game is something like a Vlad Sphere team. Just having that value late game aura. But we'll see what his move's going to be. Right now, just holding on to the money. Secret don't want to use their buybacks. S4 and Arteezy both having one, but no real pressure for C9 as far as they get those kills. They hold on to their base to some extent, just losing the one melee racks in the mid lane, but they're going to be looking to stabilize, get their next couple of items up. At the same time, though, it's Secret picking up an Assault Cuirass, almost an Aghanim Scepter on your Witch Doctor, and, well, Brood finds an easy kill. Down goes your Omni Knight. The full burst damage combo killing an Omni Knight. That's a worry.
Yeah, that's very worrisome, and he actually opted to go for all the points into Degen Aura. I'm not sure if that would actually be used into full effectiveness. I personally felt maybe stats were actually given him a lot more.
Stats? Even just picking up a cloak with that 600 gold he's got, I feel like he just needs anything so that he doesn't get burst out.
I don't think he will be able to get a mobility item that I talk about, judging by the way the game is actually going right now for him.
Puppey now just 400 gold short of this Aghanim Scepter. And the Brood did end up going for that Diffusal Blade, so that's coming out on the career.
Oh, he actually went for the Diffusal Blade, alright.
Yep.
That would be a really good pickup for his team, since he doesn't need anything else apart from all the items he has right now. It's just basically what he needs to be that super annoying hero.
Yeah. And once you've gone for the Dagon E-Blade, you can't really transition well into a right-click carry hero. You just need too many items to do that when you're 40 minutes into a game.
So that actually enables the bench to go for the Gold Scepter, making sure that he doesn't die to the Omnisash, which is very crucial, as we see in the couple of fights in the early game. He got caught by the Omnisash very early on, couldn't do anything about it. Now with the Gold Scepter on both of the supports, and the Juggernaut doesn't have a diffuser yet, so he wants to save buyback at this point of the game, so I don't think he actually wants to get the diffuser anytime soon. So he won't be able to pick off any of the supports on Secret easily.
Knowing that C9 Or maybe kind of trapped in their base. Secret look to kind of impose themselves on the map, taking control of the Radiant jungle while pushing out the other lanes.
They're just playing the situation very well, very calmly. They are controlling the map, not going to force any fights anytime soon, just trying to farm as much as possible, like I mentioned, get more items on their heroes, and just make sure that the next push comes, they are very strong. Oh, he's going to try and get the kill on Misery.
Well, Zai actually the one getting fissured up, and that's going to push him back for the time being. Wants to maybe de-ward that hill.
A little risky though, needs to use the Spiderlings to do so, not his hero.
Secret don't really have numbers here in the Radiant jungle. Just the 3 heroes, and 2 of them, well, supports as well as Zai. Both Slardar as well as Shadow Fiend off farming the top lane, the Radiant Ancients, and here comes Arteezy's next big item. Daedalus has been completed. He is maxed out on Shadow Fiend. Doesn't have buyback for the time being though, so I imagine Secret, with that in mind, are probably actually playing the next 2 to 3 minutes, fairly safe, waiting for Roshan, and then making their next big move.
Yeah, they don't have any reason to rush at this point. They just need to make sure that nothing... The last 2 times they went to push high ground, they lost heroes when C9 buyback. So they need to make sure that they don't take things lightly, get the Aegis and Cheese, and make sure that they don't take any more dives like the last 2 times and end the game from that point. Do not take anything lightly, because C9 definitely has the potential to actually, after a one-team fight, come back into the game.
Yeah, they've had 2 kind of overextensions when they've been pushing the high ground. The first one especially bad, just when the sniper sat back and killed off S4 Slardar. But Roshan respawning in 1:15. Not the fastest of Roche respawns, but Secret... At the same time, I don't think they mind too much.
They got a really crucial item on Envy. They have a Lincoln Sphere, so you can't defuse the GA or the Repel for the Sniper, since you only have 1 diffusal blade. So the Sniper is actually technically invulnerable in the fight.
You could use a swap. Well, you can use amp damage. That goes. You can actually cast amp damage to break it.
The point is you can't do it instantly in a fight. So the Sniper, it's very difficult to take the Sniper out. Yeah, that would actually be something that they have to be very careful of, because we saw what a farm sniper could do from the backlines when the enemy cannot touch him.
Well, Secret not really carrying too much to pressure out the lanes right now, just wanting to make sure they have the map control around the Roshan pit. And for C9, probably a Roshan that they just give up for free.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way they can contest this Roshan. They cannot fight outside of the map. That's like the most important thing right now for C9. They have only 1 chance left. If they lose another fight, it's game over. They need to take the fight inside the base. Unless they smoke, they get a pick off, which is very, very risky if they fight outside the map. If they fight on even terms, 5v5, both sides is ready, outside the map, I don't think they can win the fight.
Well, they're making their move out the map. That's in the top lane where they don't feel like Secret are currently situated, as Secret are around Roshan. At the same time,
Roche
pushing
already respawned. They actually didn't know.
Oh, well, I think they're just going for the counter push. We saw this in game 2. Secret just really good at making these decisions as far as when to push lanes, and C9 will be forced back. They've got to defend this bottom lane. Arteezy on the front lines. He's managed to farm up some decent money here. Bone7 ready with an Omni Slash. May look to bring down Arteezy fast, but the swap save is ready from Kuro.
Sniper doesn't have a TP scroll.
Oh my gosh, he's going to walk back. We've seen this one before. Arteezy gets swapped out. The Echo Slam, not enough. Arteezy though, here comes your Omni Slash. They bring him down. SF without buyback. Oh dear. What have Secret done? They've rushed things here. Puppey going to go down as well. That's 3 heroes dead, even without the Sniper having a TP scroll. Arteezy just got caught out. The swap came...
If C9 gets the Roche now, that's going to be a huge turning point of the game.
I mean, we talked about Secret just taking this slow, and that was not slow.
I did not expect them to actually not...
I saw Arteezy like 900 gold, but I did not realize he did not have buyback.
That was really bad for them. I felt that it was just unnecessary for them to actually just push high ground without the Aegis. I mean, I understand where they are coming from. They wanted to force C9 back, but as soon as C9 goes back, you have to move back. And now C9 is going to get Roche. And Aegis and Cheese.
Aegis, Cheese, there's
huge
bank on the Cloud9 side. Look at Bone7, 7,000 gold on your Juggernaut. Sniper is getting really fat. Everyone on this C9 team is just going to be picking up some big tier 4 items fairly soon.
I think you go for a diffuser on the Juggernaut at this point, so you can actually take out the 2 supports on the backline easily.
Cloud9, get the Aegis and Cheese.
Okay, this time is actually intended to give the Aegis to the Juggernaut, to Bone7.
And this time, Bone7 has a TP scroll, Winter. He's learnt his lesson. Always carry your friendly TP scroll, leaving the Ring of Aquila in the Roshan pit. Forget your Ring of Aquila. You take your TP
scroll. right now, Secret needs to continuously find pickoffs and just wait out the ages and get another big item on the Slardar at this point. Yeah. Maybe get a damage item, I'm not sure, or maybe even a heart so that he can actually have sustain over the course of a long fight. But it doesn't really feel that the Slardar could get something big that could change the game though. I'm not very sure. Maybe even a Hex on the Slardar wouldn't be a bad idea, I feel. Since Abyssal Blade doesn't, the bash doesn't stack with his bash. But I'm not sure. Hex sounds like it could be a good choice for the Slardar.
We've seen a few games, like Rave earlier against Big God when they went for the Hex on the Medusa and even their Clockwork. These Hexes in late game can just be game winners, so... Secret do have pretty good disable, but all these projectile stuns that can get dealt with by BKBs and by Blink Daggers, that's where Insta-Hex could come in handy.
Yeah, and finally Big Daddy No-Tail manages to save up a chunk of gold. He has 2.1k gold right now. What mobility item would he choose? I think the Blink would probably be the best. So Force Staff doesn't feel like it's going to make him safe from the Broodmother all the time.
If he wanted the full staff, he could have already, I guess, picked up some components. I guess the buyback's always a concern, but Blink Dagger seems most likely.
Yeah, I think the Blink would just probably be the best solution towards, like, he's been getting focused down by the Brood time and time again.
Yeah. Well, they're making a move now towards bottom lane. Zai hiding in trees, and a kind of cool move. He's hiding in trees where he doesn't have a web. So generally speaking, you're looking for a Brood, you're looking in the webs here. He's just chilling outside of his webs, undercover.
And Bone 7 picks up the biggest item that he has so far, the Abyssal Blade. Not going for the Diffuser Blade, but the Abyssal would obviously give him the disable against the BKB of the Shadow Fiend and the Slardar as well. Not really a bad choice at the end of the day. It just means that he's not going to be able to solo kill the supports, but it's going to give him a reliable lockdown against the bigger heroes like the Slardar and the Shadow Fiend.
Well, a 20,000 net worth lead for Secret, but it was at one point a 30,000 gold lead. Tension has got to be running high at the hotel for the Dota 2 Asia Championships.
You're going to be really worried if you're Secret right now. This is a point of the game where the Omni Knight is going to be able to do a lot once he gets the Blink Dagger. He has enough gold for it, but I'm not sure if he wants to actually save for buyback. But at this point, I just feel like maybe having the Blink would be just more reliable than having the buyback, because it's going to give you the importance of positioning, which is one of the most important factors of this hero.
Well, Secret doing now what they maybe should have done last time while they waited for, well, Roshan as well as the Arteezy buyback money. They're playing safe. They're sitting back.
It's really uncharacteristic to see Secret rush into things. They're usually the more solid team in general, if you compare Secret and C9.
They've definitely adjusted since then. Like with Aegis on the C9 side, they're playing back.
Damage has already been done, and they were just in such a commanding lead before this. And now, it just feels like C9 are just getting a bigger stranglehold on the game. As before, they were just constricted to the base, but now C9 are just, they have much more room to move around the map. They are more willing to move out, get farm, get some jungle creeps done, and at the same time, take even a tier 2 tower out of the Aegis they have.
Yeah. We mentioned the Scythe of Vice on the Slardar. I wonder if that's even something that the Brood's going to consider getting, because Brood's managed to save up a lot of money right now. Not really sure what other items he could have an impact with.
You know what item I feel the Brood could actually get be strong? I think Refresher. So he can actually double E-Blade and double Zap to make sure he takes out...
I like that.
Yeah, to take out both the supports right away in the fight.
End of the day, only one hero is getting repelled. Fata looking to get out of this one. Will get his Blink Dagger cancelled, and he's going to get destroyed. No chance to use the cheese, and even if he did, I imagine he would have just quickly died after using it.
They need to get out, reduce as much casualties as possible.
Yeah, Axe does have buyback. At the same time, Secret don't want a deja vu of some previous pushes where it's like, oh, we've got a numbers advance. Let's go push.
Yeah, they have to. I think they have to wait for
C9 are actually moving out. They want to go for a smoke. They say Axe is dead. This is
Secret. They see the Slardar. Oh dear, this could be a huge mistake for Secret.
Oh, Misery misses the fissure. He gets the BKB of Echo Side Whips as well. No way. He's made a big mistake, but they still get the kill on S4. It did cost him an Omni Slash. Kuro forced up to the low ground. Aegis now gets reclaimed.
Oh my god, what is going on?
Misery has made some amazing plays this game, but that was definitely not one of them.
They still got the kill on the Slardar at the end of the day. So if you're C9, you're just like, oh, alright, just move on. We still got the kill. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. Oh,
Settle
my God.
down.
The
Settle
starter
down.
is going to go for Monkey King Bar. I think he just got a Demon Age. I'm not sure if that's the item that would actually change the game, because at this rate, I feel Secret needs to continuously split push, get pick off, and try to outfarm and wait for the next Aegis. And Broodmother is actually going to go for damage-orientated lineup. I'm not sure if I can actually say that's the best choice, but it would give him disable. He's going to try and... Oh my god, he just blew up Bone 7 there.
Well,
Shadow Blade on cooldown, not able to escape.
and the Aegis having just expired like a minute ago. So Bone 7 maybe just still in that Aegis mindset where he's safe. And
Oh no, Broodmother is going to be the damage dealer right now. Abyssal Blade.
oh, they go for the pickoff again. A missed fissure and the blink call. Zai is just, well, he's breaking ankles right now. This has been an impressive performance from your Brute. Even with the hero falling off somewhat around the 30-35 minute mark, he still managed to have a lot of work done and just create such a good distraction. He's bought Secret so much time.
RTZ at the moment already 6 slotted. Maybe he wants to replace the Shadow Blade sometime soon, or just have a courier flying him items and just make sure that when he pops his BKB, he can just replace it with another item. If he... Let's see, what could be the best selection for him? More damage, I guess. Maybe just hold the MKB or some... I think MKB could be something that he's looking for if the sniper wants to go for evasion anytime soon.
Yeah, if he sees some evasion, that's likely to come out. Secret now going to smoke up, group up together. Something they haven't done much this game. I guess it is still just 4 heroes with Zai at the bottom lane on that Brood still. Looking to continue to create space. Zai low on funds though, so won't have a buyback for the upcoming fight. Should Secret take it and...
Did he sell his Midas? Yeah, he can actually sell the Midas to have buyback
Okay.
if he wants to.
Hasn't got the reliable gold for it, and we'll see a tower denied here. There's Korea flying over Secret, and for the first time actually sitting with Zai. They have got... Oh! The swap does not succeed. Envy's Lincoln's blocks it. They're going to lose the Juggernaut in the meantime. Buyback is available. They were actually looking for Envy there, I think, with a swap, but...
They need to be careful. This is... We've seen this story far too many times.
Sniper high ground defense. They're going to de-ward to start things off. Blink out from Zai. Raxes are completely exposed, though, as Secret deciding they can 5-man here. Well, no. To top lane goes RTZ.
Yeah, they know they have to be very, very careful when they are pushing high ground. He's
They're
going to
look
try and
to have
split
the
push
creeps.
top.
They know what's going on. Envy's already up there, or at least nearby. It's being pinged out, and Envy going to Shadowblade forward? Does he look for this kill?
Oh, Earthshaker's going to come up.
With the Earthshaker, this is a potential kill. Envy going to start things off. Earthshaker not going to get the blink initiation off that he was hoping for, maybe.
He was really hesitating there. Probably could have gotten it off if he actually ran up.
Not knowing that Arteezy was alone as well. At this point, Radiant Vision is non-existent. Everything's been dewarded. For all C9 knew, Arteezy could have had a Venge Swap and a Blink Slider behind him. So, easy to say they could have got the kill, but C9, they don't see what we see.
Yeah, easier to judge the situation from our seats here. Just watch having a clearer vision of everything.
Oh.
They need to go to the toilet.
Is that a thing? Casual 55-minute bathroom break? WinteR, can I go to the toilet? Can we pause the stream? I had a few too many Red Bulls today. Whew, okay. At least gives us some time to kind of look at where we are in this game.
We look at the position of Secret right now.
As
Oh, whoops.
not sure what that was. Hopefully you guys
Hopefully they actually didn't hear it.
Whoa. Okay. Anyways, what's going on here, WinteR? What's the next move for these two teams?
Obviously, if you're Secret, you don't want the same storyline to happen again. You want to make sure you have Aegis and Cheese, and even if you have Aegis and Cheese, you try not to overextend too much when you push. Maybe even don't push as 5 at this point of the game. Try to split C9 up, since their lineup is much stronger when they are fighting 5 together with the Omni Knight. Get a 6 or 7 slot Shadow Fiend, I think. Fly the courier, get a Mentor, whatever. Just do the red things that the RTZ Naga would do on the Shadow Fiend this time round.
RTZ has been the rat master somewhat this tournament, and I think the other big thing is whenever they're splitting the map, even if they're losing a hero, make sure they do damage. Like, if you trade like a life for a ranged Rax, get slowly closer to Mega Creeps, probably an okay trade if you have buybacks to fall back on, because C9 are currently kind of bottled up in their own base.
Yeah, I feel the much safer, if you talk about much safer, lower risk play would be trying to speed push and have the Venge sit near the Shadow Fiend, give him the aura so he can do more damage, and make sure that if anything happens to Arthur, just swap him out, leave the Venge to die and just back off, wait for the Venge to come out and just rinse and repeat. That is like the way that it's the lowest risk. Nothing could actually be safer than that, I feel. If you fight 5-on-5, even though if you have Aegis and Cheese, there's a potential that something goes wrong. A call on 3 or 4 heroes maybe, like that is like the worst case scenario, or a shaker ulti on multiple heroes. So if you want to eliminate everything, which is just, it's best to speed push and just make sure the Venge keeps the Shadow Fiend safe all the time.
Is there much Cloud9 can do? Because to me, it feels like they're just kind of stuck in their own base, defending, looking for a hero out of position, but it feels like they're relying on Secret to make a misstep somewhere. Especially with they running out of smokes as well.
Yeah, you could say that they are stuck, but I feel they can still use their Shadow Blades to run out the map and get a pick off here and there, because not everyone has the gem. The gem is on Puppy, I think. Yeah, Puppy has the gem. So if Puppy and Kuroki split up, one is guarding the Shadow Fiend, the other is guarding a Brood or the Slada, there's the potential of the Shadow Blade actually making a pick off on the other side of the map.
Is this where you'd even consider like a second gem on your other support so they can be on different locations?
Why not? Everyone has to go.
I guess it comes down to item slots.
You know, I actually feel that maybe you just get Necro Tree on the Shadow Fiend on the courier, so you are actually safe from the Shadow Blades. It could also be something that is worth considering as a Shadow Fiend, because at this point of the game, you want a rat.
Yeah. That sounds like something Eternal Envy would come up with.
Necrobook would give you the safety, the true side, so you are not worried about the Shadow Blade gank, and you are able to push from a safe distance and just rinse and repeat every time the cooldown comes online. It has no risk, and you are not going to put yourself in any dangerous position. So if you're talking to me about safety and low risk, that's one of the few plays you can make if you're Secret.
Speaking of like items you can pick up, Radiant Courier on a secret mission to the secret shop here.
Who's getting a big item?
What is coming their way? Who's someone banking some big money here? Looks like possibly the Earthshaker of Misery with 5 Sniper, Divine Rapier, who knows? More likely the Mjolnir, just to get the Hyperstone to complete that.
Yeah, and it's a big item for the axe. You can jump in with the static charge. That would actually be a very big thing in a huge team fight. But as I said, Secret, if you're Secret, you try not to take a team fight. So maybe it will not even come into play, but obviously it's a good item to have when you have a hero like Axe on your team. Alright, here we go. Let's see what Secret wants to do. Will they actually do a 5-man push or try to split C9 up in the map?
Are they waiting on a Roshan at the moment?
After the Roshan, let's see. After the Roshan, whether I don't think C9 can actually move out the map and contest Rosh, so Secret would be able to get the Roshan Aegis this time. Not going to repeat the last mistake they made, which is to not have Aegis and Cheese before they push.
Aegis, Cheese, buy back your bare essentials.
Name it, everything. The safest possible scenario for Secret right now.
Well, Slada, with his Demon Edge, actually picking up a data list for some damage output on your Slada. You talked about the MKB. At this point, there's no evasion on the Cloud9 side.
But I just feel that if they are going to win, they are not going to win by actually having the Slada manning up. They need to speed push and catch heroes.
Yeah.
But
I guess it gives him some solo catch. Like, Arteezy isn't there, and Slada needs to kill someone with damage.
Yeah, it gives him a lot of solo kill potential. Yeah. But at the same time, Side of Vice also offers you the solo
thing.
It's just a damage item in general. It could still work, but it's late game situation. It's very hard to determine what items will be the best. And here we go. C9, they're going to try and push out top lane, and the Roshan is going to respawn in a few moments. I don't think they can actually contest this. I really don't think they can, though.
If they'd wanted to contest it, they'd have to. They don't know this respawn, so they'd have to. They would have moved out long ago with the Roshan respawn in mind. So
yeah, it's going to be a very quick Roshan.
At this point, though, we kind of reached the stage where Secret Hero is running out of item slots. Your Arteezy Shadow Fiend is maxed out. I guess in theory, you can drop the Shadow Blade for the Aegis, but we've seen when he dies, he kind of gets left for last. And when he dies once, he dies twice.
Yeah,
So I wonder if you even give it to someone like a Vengeful Spirit who can swap save and then respawn.
I think you give the Aegis to the Slada since he's going to be moving around, ganking and creating space. You give the Slada the Aegis and maybe the cheese onto one of the supports. Yeah, the Venge got the cheese. So let's see what RTZ buys over his remaining cash. He has so much cash.
He just got the boots to travel up, but for now it looks like they're looking to smoke down bottom, sit behind Zai. Similar play to last time they had this. Arteezy pretty much reveals himself with that raise, and yeah, it looks like Secret happy to just try and brute force this lane of Rax here. Cloud9 gonna go, swapping on a Bone 7. Haven't got the damage full up. Deathward as well coming from Puppey, completely out of range. There's your Omni Slow. No Omni Slice coming out just yet. GA is there. Arteezy gonna drop the Wrecker Missile, negate some of the physical damage. Fata getting focused down. He has got the GA to back him out. Misery, Blink, Echo Slam, but he gets stunned. Focused down. Buyback coming out from your sniper. He's gonna make this hold. Earthshaker gonna buy back as well. Cloud9. This is their last legs. They're fighting for tournament life here. They lose Fata as well on the Axe. 4 buybacks coming out here. Secret have yet to lose a hero. This is looking like a disastrous hold. Oh no.
And in the meantime, Broodmother managed to finish up the range racks in middle, and all that is left right now is the top 2 racks.
They're just going to go for this one. Arteezy just walks in, has the creep support. Zai looking to create some space. He's maybe just going to feed himself away, but hey, top racks under siege, and
Bone 7 doesn't have buyback, short of 100 gold.
Oh no,
he miscalculated after he spent his gold. Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. And with buybacks completely run out, apart from your Omni Knight, Cloud9, they've got to find some answers here. Mjolnir gets put onto Fata. He's going to find the blink call of a lifetime to try and hold this top lane. Same time, Secret want to be a bit careful themselves. Brood has already used his buyback. And C9 knowing they've got to make something happen here. Melee Rax going to get focused down first. Arteezy just pops a BKB. He will get called. The sniper focusing Arteezy as well. Arteezy actually, no, it's Envy getting Abyssal. The Deathward comes in as well. And Axe has died back. Mega Creeps comes out. Zai gets the Dagon kill on Envy. And there's no sniper. There's no hope left for Cloud9. They GG out. Secret squeak through to the top 4 of the Dota 2 Asia Championships with a narrow win over Cloud9. A 2-1 victory. Game 2 felt like Cloud9 had it, and Secret pulled something out of the bag. Here in Game 3, it was another tight one, and whew.
It was a rather sloppy one. Didn't expect a game like this from Secret. They're usually very, very disciplined. Everything was very methodical in the group stages and up to the playoffs, and this game,
it felt like one of their weakest games of the tournament.
Yeah, they definitely didn't feel like they were playing on top of their A game, but they still could have ended the game a lot earlier. But unfortunately, they made a couple of mistakes. But at the end of the day, Team Secret are still going to be really happy. A win is a win. They managed to take out C9 and end their hopes of in the tournament. So we're going to see Secret progress to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about happy, there was some all chat coming out from Envy in one of those games. Puppey, I'm sure, as captain, is going to be feeling pretty good about himself after that win.
I'm not a fan of all chatting in an event like this.
Yeah, well, Puppey lays down the smackdown, and it's Secret, as said, advancing. They're going to meet Big God in the next round of the lower bracket. Congratulations, Team Secret. We're going to go back to the panel and see what they have to say as we round up Day 3.
What a series. It appears that Secret is destined this tournament to have the most epic series of all. Vici Gaming first, now Cloud9. They were this close to losing Game 2. Game 3, completely different story.
I mean, people are talking about giving Eternal Envy your energy, but Secret are just, they're giving up all their own emotional energy just to get through these games. And I mean, look, going into tomorrow, they're exhausted.
That was a pub game, by the way.
It's 2 a.m. in China, you know? I mean, what more is there to say?
Dagon, Ethereal Blade, Broodmother, that is
extremely good. But it worked. It worked.
It's such a pub. Everybody's going to start building this.
Yep, they already are. So
well, they're going to start picking Brood now.
Fair enough.
I don't know if you want to talk a lot about that build, if you want to go a little bit in detail about it. But the thing is, when you start taking control of the map with the Brood, you saw Cloud9 got so desperate they started blocking their own jungle with wards, right? But when Brood is in control of your jungle, you suddenly have, let's say you have 33% of the map to play on. So either if you play the farming game, you lose on farm. So you have to get into your own jungle. But it's extremely difficult to get into your jungle when there's a guy running around who could cross terrain and one-shot 2 of your heroes with his build. So either you group up and you go together, in which case Brute just avoids you, or if you try to split up and go in to get some vision. It's like going into, what's the name of the spider in Lord of the Rings?
Shelob?
Yeah, you're going into the cave of Shelob, and instead of webbing you up, she just shoots you with lasers out of her eyes instead. I mean, who's going to
That would
save
be a
him
little
out
bit
of it?
unfair. For
Yeah.
Poor Frodo.
Frodo wouldn't have made it then.
I'm pretty sure he would have made it.
But anyways, Secret manages to advance one more time. It's going to be 2-1 versus Cloud9. They're going to face Big God in the loser bracket finals or something. Let's call it something like that. In any case, tomorrow we have a few exciting games. 3 of them in particular. It's going to be 3 best of 3s. Let's take a look at the brackets and see which 3 games they are.
I feel like tomorrow might be the best day of the tournament, just on paper looking at the matches. The grand finals obviously could be great on the final day, but man, 3 BO3s back to back.
Yeah.
Grueling.
There might not be as much
will
drama
start
without
with-
Cloud9 involved, though.
Yeah. We'll start with the winner brackets finals. It's going to be Vici Gaming versus EG.
Is that the first series?
It has to be.
No,
It doesn't have to be.
It could be Secret versus Big God. I think.
Do you think you have the loser wait for the winner?
Well, they may. The other thing they could do is they're going to have the custom game showcase, right?
Yes.
So maybe they put that after the loser bracket, or after the loser bracket round 1, before the loser bracket finals.
Okay.
So-
From what I heard, that custom game is going to be like 15-20 minutes long. So it's not like it's going to be a
Okay.
huge pause.
Well,
And also, it's going to be mostly casters and personalities because players are too tired to play this.
I'm sure
we're
they'll
not
find a
tired at
way.
all. We're doing
No,
great.
we're great. We're amazing.
You
Excellent.
look
200%.
Your eyes are just bulging. Like, please.
It's the last 5 minutes. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Anyways, no matter the order, we will have Vici Gaming versus Evil Geniuses first, or whatever.
Wait a minute.
Sure, sounds good.
Sure. We will also have Big God versus Secret, and then we will have the winner of that second game versus the loser of the first game.
Epic day.
Epic. Epic for the
Watch
win.
all the games just be 2-0 stomps, and it's not epic at all. But on paper, these matches look excellent, I have to say.
Yeah, Cloud9, unfortunately, they're going to have to be eliminated from these tournaments. They finished 5th, 6th. They didn't finish 2nd.
Honestly, not too shabby considering how their tournament began. I know they're going to be heartbroken, very disappointed, but it is their first event as a team. Same for Secret, I suppose, with the new roster, but I could have easily seen them not even finishing top 8 after the way the tournament began for them. So I don't think they'll look at it this way, but in some ways it is a decent comeback from how the tournament began.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the season has just started. There's a long way towards the international. All of these players show a lot of promise, so even if they didn't get the first place that they wanted this time, or even a second place, they do have 4 or 5 months to get prepared to the international, and I want to see them there because I think they have talent and potential to be a top team.
Well, they'll have chances to prove it in the future, but for now, we bid them goodbye.
Man, that was so dramatic.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Here we
almost
go.
it's really okay.
He can't even get 2 words out.
I got nothing.
I know what he's gonna do. It's we're gonna talk for half an hour. Let's just
Kids,
bid everybody.
are you
to
ready
do
for
It's
it?
fine.
I can do a long monologue. Just
I
to
know
keep
you
here if
can.
want.
I know.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Keep that to tomorrow. Kids, we're going to sleep. We'll see you in about 8 hours. If we wake up at that time with a lot more Dota 2 Asian Championship action.
I really want to see if he can do the monologue.
No, don't challenge him to these things.
He can, trust me. And
Have you heard us filling before? That's with two people.
No, but you haven't been this tired. This would be stretching your limits.
I guess I'm just
He's a
more rested than
prideful human
everyone
being.
else. I guess. It's
He knows he's about to get food in his stomach, so he's hyped.
And like that, we say goodbye. Take care, sleep well, and remember, buy TPs. See you tomorrow.